Hi Taurus, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing great and that Gemini season is starting off well for you. Welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, please subscribe, like, and share. I would greatly appreciate it. It helps as I build the channel. If you are interested in a personal reading, please head over to my website at jovesstar.com. That's JOVESSTAR.com, and send me a message through the contact page. So Taurus, I'm going to make your chart just a smidge bigger here and then try and squeeze over so that you can see it and talk about what's going on for you in Gemini season. So here we have the Sun and Mercury, which is retrograde in your second house of values. So there's a lot going on for you in the area of your own personal value as well as your earned income. Anything that you would be looking at in terms of what your possessions are. Mercury retrograde is having you probably going back and forth, trying to figure out something about possibly your financial resources. Working through things, thinking through things. This has something to do with your career and your commitments in your career. Something, may have just come to a head for you in terms of, your own personal value in your career and your commitments that made you decide that you needed to rework even possibly your pay schedule. Maybe you're increasing your fees in your job, or you're asking for a raise of some sort. That's possible. Definitely a correlation here with your career. You also, since having the nodes here that we just had the first two solar eclipse, or the solar and the lunar eclipse on, in your 7th house and your 1st house. And this is directly tied into this month's focus on your earned income and your value. Something changing in terms of what you believed your responsibilities were in your relationships, and that could be partnerships or romantic relationships, but something is nudging you towards making a change in terms of what your relationships look like, how you show up in them. That is different than what you have always believed that you were the way that you always believed you needed to operate within your relationships. There's something about letting go of controlling that, or trying to create those relationships in a way that that you felt were stable and strong. Could have been, as a result of a relationship kind of going on the rocks, or some information coming out that pushed you into really thinking about what do your partnerships and commitments actually mean to you, and how does it relate to your own personal value in a way that actually serves you. I think that it definitely has something to do with, in terms of relationships, with love or money. And I say that because Venus here traveling in your 12th house really has you focused on love and value, and that is connected to the South Node. So either you're really thinking about a love interest, or you're really thinking about your value in terms of the relationships and partnerships that you're in. And it could be something that is somewhat of an obsession for you in terms of wanting to make sure that the direction that you're heading in actually serves you in terms of what your beliefs are. Your beliefs are changing where love is concerned for you, where your own personal value is concerned, and that's probably really got you sort of turned inside of yourself, kind of looking behind the scenes at the meaning of love and value for yourself, and what might need to change in terms of how you view yourself. For instance, maybe you no longer want to keep hidden or keep to yourself what your value is. Venus in Aries is all about going after what you want in terms of your own personal value, and something is definitely changing there for you. And this month could have you really making some significant changes. These nodes are forcing you to, or pushing you to, and you probably feel it, to really consider yourself, and to understand and actually speak to those that you're in relationships with, that you know your value, and you understand what that is, and you know what you want. Those are sudden changes. There have been dramatic and sudden changes for you as a person in how you show up in your relationships or just in the day-to-day. So a lot of personal and physical changes have occurred for you, and it's caused you to really set some boundaries and look at your own personal value. Definitely, I believe this is related to your work, career, and partnerships within your work career, or what you value in terms of strong commitments. You're drawing the line in the sand here somewhere for yourself, and so things are definitely changing. This is actually good. It may be causing some stress for you internally. I think that right now you could be feeling and your feelings and what you might be keeping bottled up is really growing, and it could be causing some anxiety and some aggression for you. That would really be important for you to actually get that out in some way. Jupiter moving into your 12th house in Aries can really sort of blow up anything that might be causing you anxiety in the 12th house. So be really careful. When Mars goes into Aries in May, that's going to add to that. Now, also, that is a brand new start in terms of something growing for yourself personally. So it could also be that your own personal, the way you feel about yourself personally, you become more confident and willing to take action, or at least entertaining those thoughts, sort of unpacking the things that come to you, maybe hunkering down and really coming up with a plan and processing those feelings that you're having around yourself and how you want to show up in the world and in your relationships in the coming months here, especially as Mars moves through Aries in your 12th house and eventually pops into your first house, along with Venus that will be going into Taurus as well. You're going to want to start outwardly expressing something that is new and different about you, and starting on a new path that really focuses on you and how you feel about yourself, your own personal strength and vitality, and all of that is really, really good. if that means, if that's happening because of a job change, if it's happening because of a relationship change, whatever the reason is, this is going to give you the opportunity to grow personally, to take back some of your power. Just keep an eye out with the aggression or the anxiety, and process that in some way. A physical way of processing that would be really good. So starting to plan a new workout routine or a new spiritual practice that is designed just to help you grow as a person is going to be really, really good for you. Hopefully this Mercury retrograde is not causing you too many problems. Mercury is retrograding in your second house, like I said, of finances and value, and it's going back into Taurus over the area that the eclipse has hit. So that's your first house. So there's a lot of thinking and planning, and of course, that's a lot of movement. Mercury in Gemini moves and thinks very quickly, moves back into Taurus. That gives us a chance to sort of ground out those thoughts or those plans. So this is very good time to take advantage of rethinking and reworking, what it is that your plan is for in terms of your own personal changes. So definitely having to do with the body and the food that you put into your body, or how you take care of yourself and your body, how you show up in your relationships. This retrograde is very good for you to do that, so that when Mercury moves back into Gemini and starts to go forward, which will be June 3rd, and then out of shadow within about 10 days after that, that you're actually ready and sure that what it is that you're planning to do or you have been working on is ready to move forward in a solid way that's going to create personal value, increase your own personal self-esteem. If it's finances, that's going to give you that movement and that sort of carefree, fast-thinking way of acting and understanding and learning and solidifying your own personal value and or your resources. So you could be negotiating, like I said, different fee schedules if in your job, or negotiating a raise, somehow reworking relationships and your value within those relationships, whether that be partnerships or love relationships. So unpacking an awful lot this month, Taurus, and I think if handled correctly, you could come out of this a much stronger, more confident person, and you could actually start to see and have others see the changes in you and your own personal value, and actually could see possibly love coming into your life when Venus moves into your first house. You are a Venus-ruled sign, so Venus moving into your first house could definitely represent something like that. So that's what's going on for Taurus rising. I will be back in July to do your Cancer season horoscope. Until then, may the stars forever be in your favor. Take good care, and